Welcome to another episode of TRILL TV. I'm your host, Coach Bailey.
This is TRILL TV. 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 This is TRILL TV.
Welcome to another episode of TRILL TV. I'm your host, Coach Bailey. And today we're going to have a powerful topic, and we're talking about it's bigger than basketball. And today's guest is Adam, an individual who inspire others to be the best version of themselves. So what's up, Adam?
Man, what's going on, man, sir? First and foremost, to God be the glory, man, and thank you for this opportunity to be able to, just be on here when you're around a like-minded person that I think, definitely wants to continue to make sure that not only we talk about it, but we're being about it. So I wholeheartedly appreciate you for having me.
No, facts, man. So before, we jump into this podcast, I like to always give people their flowers. Anybody I invite on this podcast, I got to pay homage, man. And I truly appreciate the body of work, man, that you have built over these last 3 years that I have met you. I think that you are very inspirational, not just to coaches, but also to the kids that you coach on a day-to-day basis. So, man, I just want to say thank you, man, and continue to do your thing.
Oh, it's a God's thing, man, as you know it.
Hey, I feel you. So who is Adam and what inspired you to become a coach?
Man, total transparency, man. I'm just a guy from Naples, Florida. Grew up, in Naples as well. Kind of bounced, home to home, different situations. For me, I would say, single mom growing up. I was able to, fortunately in the 7th grade, get put in a better situation where I was adopted in the 7th grade.
Okay.
And, being raised by 2 women is kind of made me who I am. And who I am is just a young Black man, you know what I mean, that is constantly striving to just be a better version of myself, man. I've lived in the darkness for so long as a kid, through everything that I went through. And now it's only time to, shine the light that God has brought me through.
That's good. You said you lived in the darkness as a kid. So do me a favor, describe that darkness and let us know how that darkness shaped you to become the coach you are today.
Most definitely. Man, I would say, man, that darkness is a place where you feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not acting alone. And
Right.
and when you talk about feeling alone, it's like feeling like nobody hears you, nobody understands kind of what you're going through on the inside, where you feel like you're doing things, but you don't have a purpose for why you're doing those things. So that was kind of that darkness. And when you talk about for myself making those choices, that I felt like I made those choices because that's what everybody else wanted me to do. That's who everybody else wanted me to be.
Right.
I always do things to fit in. I felt like, I was seeking that attention from a father that, that I never had. And so at times it led me to just become so angry in that dark place. And then, I'm constantly battling, like, am I not good enough? Was I not good enough? Constantly being that battle in my head in that dark moment. And honestly, what brought me to that light is just ultimately, man, chance after chance that I was, given, the individuals that came into my life throughout the course of my journey, making a transition from Florida to then coming to Ohio, Painesville, Ohio at that, meeting a great group of men
Right.
who started to bring my light more into the reality of understanding, man, you need to be better, not just for you, but you need to be better because, we believe in you, but then,
Right.
there's something in you that the world needs to know.
That's good. So was there any coaches or mentors that had an impact on you when you was a child?
Oh, no, absolutely. So I had Fritz Jacques, who is, currently still in my life right now. As a mentor, father figure.
Okay.
He actually coached me, and I met him in the 9th grade I say officially because he actually knew my brothers and my siblings and my family long before I was even born, because he actually grew up with them.
Right.
And so in the ninth grade of high school, that's kind of where it started. And then throughout the course of the years, I met a gentleman by the name of Von Young, who was very instrumental in my growth as well.
Okay, that's good. So, and you say you still have a great relationship with them today. Am I correct?
And no, absolutely, man. It's family, it's love. Any chance that I get, which is very often, I'll call them, and we'll definitely wrap it up and talk about things that are going on in my life and their lives, and things that we're constantly still trying to do.
Oh, that's good. So we're gonna go into values and standards, right? So when I think about values and standards, I think about principles. And as coaches, you know, I feel like it's our obligation to teach our kids, especially the ones that we have a close relationship, how to
Hmm.
value themselves, and just different standards that will help them out throughout the course of their lives. So one principle that I teach is TRILL Forever. And of course, that's my brand. And it stands for True Relationships and Life Lasts Forever. And I just want my kids to know that no matter what we go through, no matter if you fail, no matter if you succeed or fall short, when it comes to your dreams, we're gonna have a relationship that's staying and that lasts forever. And when I created Trill Forever, I created it for a reason, because with my friends, I learned how to be loyal. You feel me? But then when I turned my life over to
Hmm.
God, I learned that no matter what I do in this world, nothing can separate me from his love. You know what I mean? So that's one standard, and then that's one principle that I try to teach the girls that I coach. The next one is hashtag BBDD, and that stands for bleed but don't die. And I learned that from my high school coach. You know what I mean? And it was bleed but don't die, but if you do die, die facing the enemy. And that just meant, hey, no matter what you go through on this football field, like, you got to
Hmm.
continue to fight. And then when I translate that into the word, the first thing that come to my mind is, hey man, I got to teach these girls how to keep fighting, because with God, anything is
Hmm.
possible, right? So when you think
Absolutely.
about your values and your standards that you learn from your coaches, what are some things and principles that you can pass along to the kids that you coach right now?
First and foremost, man, I love what you said. Everything you said connected, and so that leads me to one of my standards, man. Just connectivity
Right,
is first and foremost something that I believe is the way that is just a standard for me. When you talk about a standard, a true standard, though, and something that I value in being good to everyone else around you, no matter how they are to you.
right,
That's something I value, man, because at the end of the day, man, you're going to have people that either like you, that love you, or that want to attach themselves to you and what you got going on, just in case you make it. And then there's those people that tell you things that you may not want to hear, but
right,
you need to hear. And
right,
you may not make those changes right then and there at that very moment. But just like I tell the kids, hey man, like I want you to enhance. I want you to become a better version of yourself.
yes,
Just because I'm telling you what to do does not mean that I'm going to get that direct impact on you today. I may
right.
get one kid to be impacted on Monday. Another kid might be on Friday. The next kid may be a month or 3 months down the road. The next kid, it may not be until 6 months to years on down
Do you have a child who struggles or needs some extra academic support? If so, click the Q&R code. Read Efficient, empowering academic excellence in reading and math, one session at a time.
down the road. But what I truly value is that, hey man, if I'm leading by action and showing these kids that, man, I'm gonna be good to you whether you're good to me or not.
Yes,
Because at the end of the day, it's about doing that, because if you live with a clean heart, you don't have anything that you gotta argue with. You ain't gotta tell nobody, oh, well, I did this, I did that. It ain't about I, because if you're operating from a clean heart and you understand, hey man, I'm just good to you because, listen, man, like I just want to be a good person.
right,
Um, And so those are kind of the values that I stick on. And from a standard standpoint, I just like to think, trusting the process.
Right.
I never really understood what trusting the process actually meant until I got to college and met a group of young great men around me in Painesville, Ohio. And when I say young men, obviously they're older than me, but when I say young, they brought themselves down to meet me.
Right.
And
Right.
what I mean by that is being older, they came down to how young and immature that I was, and they
Hmm.
just, hey man, it's a process, man. It's
Yes.
a process, and in that standard, when you trust the process, it's not just when things are going good.
Right.
It's when things are a little shaky, when the ones that believed in you no longer believe in you. When you feel like you're alone, trust that process. And so
Right.
those are my standard and values, which are, again, to be clear, be good to others, regardless of how they are to you, and
Yes.
just trust the process.
Yes. So Adam, you said something about having a clean heart. So a lot of people don't know what a clean heart means. So break that down for me.
Most definitely. So, to just in my take, again, in my take, having a clean heart, uh, a lot of people consider, man, you have to, in efforts to have a clean heart, you have to just show it in action, show it in actions. Let me do this for you. Let me do that for you. But at the end of the day, you can't just have a clean heart on the outside
Right.
by doing actions for people. You have to have a clean heart on the inside.
Yes.
Your inner self has to believe that everything you're doing is with good intentions and it's so pure
Right.
that you don't need nothing in return. It's
Right.
about doing something because it just feels good to know that I'm doing this for something greater than
Right.
myself. And
Right.
that's what I can have a feeling about, having a clean heart, man. Just, hey man, listen, I didn't do it to get nothing back from you. I
Right.
did it because that is who I am on the inside.
Right.
And it's an inner thing, outer thing. But that's what it means to me.
So and it's funny that you referenced that you said I did something, but I didn't look to get nothing out of it. And
Yeah,
one thing that I know about you, man, is you do things from the heart.
for
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like you do things to honor and to please God. Because I remember I said, hey, I need you to help me get this one kid recruited. And you was like, man, for sure. And I was like, hey, man, I said, thank you, man. I truly appreciate you. And you said, hey, man, we do this for God. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And that right there showed me that everything that you do and how you operate, you do it from a clean heart. And because that's who you are, you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And from man to man, only thing that I can do is respect that, because a lot of people, man, do for others because they look to get something out of it, but that's not you. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So we about to do this little activity, right?
For
I'm
sure.
going to say part of a sentence, but I want you to finish it. All
Okay.
right. That's what I'm going to do. So here it is. The first one, personal growth. You're going to finish it. I realized I needed to grow
When I knew that everything that was around me wasn't happening the way that I wanted it to happen because I was in a stuck place.
That's good. That's good. All right. Spiritual growth. Real transformation requires.
You to have the ability to focus and understand that you must raise your hand and give God thanks and know that He is willing and able to do anything that you will allow Him to do.
That's good. That's good. I like that. So now we're going to blend both in together, right? True alignment happens
When you're operating around like-minded individuals.
that's good. That's good. And so for that one, I put true alignment happens when I surrender to God.
Oh, that's
So
it.
but even when you're around
Yeah,
like-minded people,
yeah.
that's good. I like that one,
And as
man.
the good book says, man, and I'm not by any means tight on all my verses, but I believe something says bad company corrupts good character.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
man, so
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right. So now we're gonna get into the athlete part, right? Personal growth for athlete. Greatness begin when the athlete decides to.
Adhere to the high standards.
That's good. Spiritual growth for athletes. So it's faith teaches athletes to what?
Faith teaches athletes to be able to water. God, oh, you got me on that one. I was really trying to get at that faith is teaches athletes, man, how to water where they're planted at.
Okay, that's good.
Water
That's
is
good.
water exactly where they're planted at.
That's good. That's good. So now we about to blend both of them in together, right?
Mhm.
My goal as a coach isn't just to build athletes, but to build
Character.
character. Why did you say character?
Character, man, because character is who you are.
Okay.
And I think a lot of athletes in today's society and in today's generation, with all the comparisons going around and things like that, they don't know who they are. And when they understand character is who you are,
Mm-hmm.
it could empower the rest of their lives for when that ball or whatever sport that they're playing or whatever they're doing in their current youth lives.
Right.
You know, if they understand whoever they are as characters, will always follow them the rest of their lives.
That's good. That's good. So along my athletic and spiritual journey, this is what I learned. I learned that it's bigger than basketball. And I tell my kids all the time, if I'm only teaching you basketball, I'm not teaching you nothing at all. You know what I mean? Because at some point as coaches, we got to be able to not just build them from an athletic standpoint. We got to be able to give them some substance that will last throughout the course of their life. Faith, a pure heart. You know what I mean? Salvation, being faithful. So these are the things that we got to be able to give them. So what led you to surrender your life to Christ, and how did that moment change the way you coach?
Well, I'll tell you this, man. This past year has been my I think greatest year in committing to the Lord. Even better, I'll
Okay.
say when I first started coaching, at John Marshall High School, I'll say, which was about 5 years ago. Coaching in the inner city brings a different level about you, honestly, but coaching period. But I think when I seen the way some of my players were in environments where they were able to say one thing
Mm-hmm.
and do another. Their parents were allowed to tell them, "Hey, you got to do ABC," but I'm going to go over there and do XYZ and totally skip out on everything I'm telling you to do. So I think that when I got here, it was about if you want to change your culture, not only do you have to say it, but you got to do it yourself.
Okay.
And only way I knew how to work on, uh, you know, change is by getting closer to God, man.
Right.
I'm not perfect, but I know I'm worth it. You know what I mean? And
That's
so
good.
that's the kind of mantra that I had when it comes down to I'm going to go through trials and tribulations. I'm going to go through the ups, the downs. But at the end of the day, knowing that I'm worth it is knowing that if I get closer to God, gotta continue to give me the desires of my heart. And my desire of my heart, as you just said, is back into pouring into my athletes. So
Right.
that's what did it for me.
Hey, that's t-shirt material right there. I'm not
Right.
perfect, but I'm
Right.
worth it. Like, hey, that's t-shirt. Hey, you might well go ahead and get you some t-shirts, man. Hey, you can go ahead and make you some t-shirts and put that on there, man, a hoodie or whatever, man. I know you got a few dollars over there. You might well go
No,
ahead
you
and
still.
invest in that right there. So, how has your faith influenced you to lead, mentor, and build relationship with your players?
Honestly, it's helped me be more open hearted. And when I
Okay.
say open hearted and open minded, it allowed me to understand that if I'm willing to allow God to come inside my heart and in my life and clean
Mm-hmm.
me up inside, right? Then I would hope that my athletes will see God in me.
Right,
So
right,
then they see my transformation and they're willing to do the same.
right, right. So you coach for Sports City Angels, right?
Correct.
SCA, a faith-based organization. Um, how does SCA beliefs and morals line up with your core values?
So for sure, man. I would say that Sports City Angels, everything that they do from a Christian based organization standpoint, it aligns with my values simply because we are put to serve, right? And I
Right.
think that everything about SCA is to serve the youth in efforts to not make it about the Nike brand, not make it about the basketball platform,
Yes.
but that keyword you said earlier, that bigger than basketball. And for me,
Yes.
and everything that I align with, coaching where I coach at, it's bigger than just basketball. And I think that's where the alignment of the Christian based organization is. Hey, we're a faith based, and we believe that we want to help these young ladies become better versions of themselves. And all of that is everything that I believe in.
So back in 2018, I
Ooh,
had three players who played for the Angels. This one
okay.
they were Cincinnati Angels. And one of my parents said, "Hey, Bailey, you gotta come down and you have to watch the Angels practice. Like they are a faith-based program. And after practice, a lot of times they have Bible study." And I'm like, what? And I'm like, man, this can't be true. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of organizations say that they are faith-based, but you don't really see them pouring into their kids. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But when you look at the Angels, and I went down there and they were in that cafeteria and they were holding Bible study, man, it blew my mind. And I'm like, man, this right here is a great organization to be a part of because they understand that it's bigger than basketball. And what they're doing is, helping these kids find their way, not just through athletics, but through life. Because it's going to be a point in time, Adam, like, like just like I know, the athletic piece is going to stop.
Man.
You know what I mean? But your relationship with God is going to continue to grow and go. Like, so, you know what I mean? I think that y'all being able to pour into y'all kids is amazing. It really is amazing.
And I'll say this, if I can add to that, man, I would say, even with knowing that, we're here talking about things that, what brings me, what brings you, like-minded individuals together. At the end of the day, when you have an organization like this and you have people around that are keeping it trill forever,
Yes.
um, the reality is, you can keep it as trill as you want to keep it. You can have a faith-based organization, and all of that good stuff. But at the end of the
Right.
day, it is what may move one may not always move others.
Right.
And so we just got to keep doing what you're doing because nobody's perfect.
At
Um,
all.
and so I mean, you made some valid points, and I appreciate you for that. But I just just because that faith-based organization is for a few people, it may not be for all people. You know what I mean? And so that's where we understand that, and we just got to keep doing what God has called us to do, and that's to serve.
Right. And I think that you made a key point when you said ain't nobody perfect.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people um get discouraged
Mhm.
because they see themselves making mistake after mistake after mistake
Mhm.
after mistake. And sometimes, man, the mistakes just make you want to quit. But
Yeah.
you got to keep pushing and you got to realize that statement ain't nobody perfect. I'm
Facts.
not perfect. Adam's not perfect. Your coach is not perfect. Your parents is not perfect. We all make mistakes. But the key point is, man, you got to continue to get up, refocus, and keep pushing.
Facts. Factual.
So this morning, as I was on my way to work, I was on Instagram and I saw this post, and the head coach from Kansas State said, "Basketball is just a platform that God has given me to mentor young men."
Mhm.
Give me your thoughts and your feedback when you hear that quote.
Meaning, what does that exact quote mean to me? And
Yes.
with women, okay. So
Yes.
so so I think this goes back to my point of serving, right?
Okay.
Everybody can serve at the capacity in which they choose.
Right.
And if I choose to use this platform that SCA has provided to serve, that's my call of duty.
Yes.
What I mean, and so I
Yes.
think that exactly, and everything you just said in that quote was, "Hey man, this is the platform, but this is what I choose to do with that platform,
Right.
and it works best for me." And so that's kind of what I got from what you just said there.
Good, good, good. So, in what ways do you use your platform as a coach to reflect Christ's love and truth for this next generation?
Oh man, it's as simple as I can get, man. Uh I know what the relationships that I've built, the individuals that God has placed in my life, when I needed it the most. I may not have wanted it, but I needed it the most.
Right.
And I think that, this platform has again provided the opportunity to be around people like yourself, that are like-minded and want what's best for kids. I think that this platform has provided me the opportunity to not only grow mentally,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, but it has allowed me to grow spiritually. And that's what this platform has provided for me. And for me to provide to others is just to continue to be an open mind, an open heart to just serve and
Yeah.
just give back.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. Don't leave out your platform on Instagram, on Twitter, because I see your motivational quotes or your spiritual message that you use to not just uplift your players, but all the people who following you too as well.
Hey man, and I'll say this, man, to add that. So those those may be something that motivate others. But I'll be honest, man, I used to be a used to.
Right,
And I use that term because I used, not that I'm not, a passionate coach, but I used to become as a kid very emotional. And when I used to get into arguments with people and adults or kids, I used to go on social media. And so now all I've done, and a lot of people don't know this, man. Now when I go on social media to post those scriptures, post those quotes, post motivating things, at the end of the day, man, I'm using that also to motivate myself.
right, right. And I think that that's key. But I just also want you to think about, man, think about how many lives that you are touching,
Yeah,
though. You know what I mean? Like you don't know who need those words.
absolutely.
I know you just post something today. I think it was about what, being your best or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, just being
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
yeah,
being you.
yeah. Like somebody,
Yeah,
because somebody felt
yeah,
like they wasn't at their best, but you telling them,
yeah,
hey man, encouraging them to be their best, be who
yeah.
God created you to be,
That's
man.
it.
That may have helped them make it through their day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
fact.
So dropping them little nuggets, man, I think is key. So in closing, what do you want people to remember about your journey the most?
Oof, man, I'll say this, man. I just want to leave man. Man, I just want to for my journey is just to leave that I gave it all I got, to be all I got, to do all that I can do, for anyone that I come in contact with. Is the only thing that when it comes down to my journey.
That's good. If your younger self could see you right now, what would he say to you?
Ooh, I would just honestly say that my younger self couldn't see me in the position that I am in right now, surrounded by the individuals that I'm surrounded with, um, due to my younger self in the environment that I was in and the chaos and stuff like that. But what I can think of, my younger self would then say, "Look how far we've came."
Yeah,
And
Yes.
look how far we've came.
Yes. Yes. Facts, because you just said, man, your younger self thought you wouldn't make it out.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But you did. You
Facts.
here, you thriving, you making an impact. You know what I mean? So also your younger self may be like, hey, Adam, I'm proud of you.
In fact.
You know what I mean?
Not fact.
Lastly, if you can leave one message with the next generation of athletes, what would it be?
Take the time. Take the time to listen. Take the time to understand and look at it from a perspective that's bigger than your own perspective.
That's good. That's good. Take the time. You said take the time to what?
Take the time to listen and understand that your perspective is not the only perspective that you need to know. You need to, and kind of what that means is, man, and be open and honest and transparent, man. Like I coach in inner city, you
Right.
know, and a lot of the kids, you know, I just recently, a kid just sent me, bro, and I've had this on my mind the last week. You know, a kid, you know, posted something on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
said, you know, how much, you know, a basketball coach can, you know, take away your love for the game. And I had one, you know, one of my players say that, and then another player was like, they just don't know.
Right.
And sometimes, man, you know, and I had just that day, to be honest, if I'm just being open, honest, transparent on this podcast, man, I had just made, you know what I mean, made sure you was good. You know what I mean? Like, you know, breakfast, lunch, you know, all that, made sure you got to where you needed to go. And then I see that, it's
Yeah.
like,
Hurtful.
it's like, man, like, hey man, for the sake of me holding the line of accountability makes you feel like because it's not being done at home and somebody's holding me accountable and telling me no for the first time and things like that, I can say or make it seem as though this person makes me feel that way,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that, you know, I love this person with my whole heart and he does everything that he can for me. Because I operate with a clean heart, man, that has been eating me in the last week. Solely because, man, something that always sticks with me that people say is you can you can try to uh make everyone happy, but you'll never make everyone happy, man. So that's something that yeah.
No, but I think that that's real. Like, you know what I mean? Like to be able to express that, hey man, that that hurt a little bit. How long you
Absolutely.
been coaching?
Man, so I've actually been coaching since 2014 of high school. So I was coaching YMCA. I
Okay.
was still in high school, you know, coaching basketball, you know, from a youth standpoint. And then started, you know, in college, taking it to the next level and then so on and so forth. But I would say I've been coaching for about the last 11, 12 years.
Okay. What did you say about that day perspective again?
Yeah. So just learning to listen and understand
Listen and understand.
how to not only see it from your own perspective.
So just like you said that to the kids, as coaches, we got to say the same thing. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So you got to be able to take that on the chin, hear what they're saying, but also see it from their perspective
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Like, because, hey, man, I've been down that road before,
yeah.
like for real. And almost every year it happens. But at the same time, man, I learned that after I get over my hurt, I gotta step outside myself and be able to see it
Yeah.
from their point of view. Because from their point of view, Adam, they feel like they right. And they
Absolutely,
may not even be right.
absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So, hey man, you keep grinding, you keep working, man. Again, like I'm happy with what you're doing. I appreciate you for coming on this podcast, man. Thank you for accepting this invitation. And I hope to, bring you back again. You know what I mean? So to all my listeners, thank you for tuning in. And remember, if it ain't TRILL TV, it ain't real TV. Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.